Hey, how's it going? You remember this thing? Well, I'm at North Harbour, and I want a way to spawn this at North Harbour, or just anything land-based here. I don't want to have to go and buy a whole new base. So today I am going to try and build some kind of rampy, lifty thing, probably a lift. It can go the whole build area here. It's a very big platform, isn't it? So the idea is I want somewhere you can like lift up and down. So imagine normally it'd be down here, and then you come along and push a button and it goes bzzz, and probably would have to come quite a bit higher, I guess, maybe right up to the dock height. Maybe it should be like you can control it. So if it's really calm, you can put it down and then you would be able to fit a larger vehicle on it. And then if it's a rough seas, you can push it up a lot higher, but you can only fit a smaller vehicle on it then. If I bring my helicopter in, my helicopter's not necessarily that big. So perhaps I should just like go for half the size. Let's line the front of my helicopter right up to the edge. Then find out where this goes to. So from the tail, cut out my helicopter. And then I know that this length, that is the size that I need to fit the helicopter into, because I'm not actually going to build it here. This is definitely going to be larger than the build zone allows. Helicopter spawn lift, probably. So I'm going to hop over to my modified workbench in the desert. This is max height, I think, and it's like floating up real high. Anyway, so the length is what I need to know, and then I'll make it symmetrical, I think. It is 82. So let's bring it out by 1 so that I get an odd number, because an odd number is easier to work with. So we need 83 across this way. And that is 87, 85, it should be to there. 83. So that is an 83 by 83 square. And then I want to have some space for walking around it. So let's say, whatever this is. What is this? 20. 20 on every side. So I'll bring it right up to here and then go another 20. And I want it to be octagonal. I might try and aim for like this segment. That might be a bit too narrow. What if I bring it out 10? Yeah, that doesn't seem big enough. Ooh, that's pretty harsh, isn't it? So that's the helicopter on it. I don't actually think that's big enough. I don't think it's big enough, but I'm going to try it smaller first and then make it bigger if I need to. So I think I can just bring this edge right up to here and then not paste it down. First I will delete all of this. Then I can paste it. And that should be perfectly octagonal. So the trick here is getting rails to work on it. So I could put the rails just flat along the edge, or I could, I think I'll do some kind of pattern. Flat is a bit boring to look at. I could put them on pivots and that would let me get the right angle, but the problem with pivots, they're really hard to get when you want to come onto these diagonal bits, because I'm most likely going to need some XML something to transition it through here. I could probably stretch one of these and then fill in the gap with yellow invisible blocks. That was the wrong way. Oh geez. What? Is this even possible? I don't think it's possible because I can't stretch it evenly on a diagonal, I don't think. So I might have to use another pivot. The other thing I was considering is maybe I can use this rail and maybe I can skew it. Yeah, maybe I could do something like that. So that's got it's only a number 1 onto one of the numbers. That's usually a 0. That's pretty bad, really. So my other option is to cut away the whole rail segment and then merge it back onto these 2 pivots, one at each end. And then I send a constant positive number. And we get the angle I was looking for. That's maybe even a bit too steep. It's kind of a lot to do for a very slight slant. Probably like 1.15 is what I'm after. But then I can just copy that around to every side and then I'll have that rail. The problem comes when I want to put it on the diagonal. That's when shenanigans. I'm thinking if I get rid of one row of blocks, then I should be able to pivot the rails into this segment. I don't know how I'll keep it there. The idea would be to fill this back in, I guess, but that might work. So this will be 0.5. That goes to the turning pivot and then send the number back out to the other 2. Something's not happy. Something like that, I guess. It's just goofy looking, that's all. I might be able to hide all that with XML though, and you can walk across it okay. So if I extend it by like another 10 maybe? Ooh, it's close. It's close. It's not close. I've tried this in the past and not had much luck with it because it's just so weird. Like, you can get it to work, but it doesn't look very nice every way that I've tried. So yeah, it would need to come across one more and then it puts it like at a weird offset. So I'm gonna cut the side, put it on the other end, the other edge. Gotta remember that that's been cut back by 1 already. So, I mean, that gap there is easy enough to cover up. This gap is not so easy though. The simple solution to this is to not make it octagonal. I think that's what I'm going to do, because at the end of the day, I want to have a thing that works. I don't want to... I'm not trying to win any prizes for being the trickiest builder or anything. I just want a thing that works. So I'm going to bring this pivot out, but leave the corner intact, because I'll need to put another pivot on the other edge. So I think I'll turn the very corner into a wedge. I mean, it's a very long platform, isn't it? Very long. So now I can just copy this. I probably don't need that wedge, the very last corner wedge. Copy and then just rotate and paste it, and then I'll have a perfect square. There you go, helipad, done. Yeah, I mean, that's actually a lot bigger than it needs to be, isn't it? The other thing is maybe it could be not as wide, but then you'd have to land on it the same way every time perfectly. So I think instead what I should do is just leave it a square. There'll need to be some kind of segment that comes out from below to under this, and then it needs to like hang off the side of the dock, I think. I will replace those edges. And then from here, I think I'm just going to do like a long ramp. Or should I do stairs? A ramp would be easier. Can I stretch a rail to be a 1x4 incline? Because that'd be nice. Okay, so here's the problem. I need this to be underwater, go up and down. This bit here needs to connect to the dock. I reckon I could do some really cool designs of like big bulky steel structures below. So I think I'll use this big track, the linear track. Problem number one, I'm on the wrong grid. So make a new vehicle, put in the track, let's say, start it at the bottom, and then I can raise it up to whatever level I need. And if I change my axis back to X, because that's sometimes just a bit easier to understand, then load the platform in and spin it around until it lines up. Shift it across. This track is definitely easier to control, but it also has a big ugly gap. That's okay though, this won't be anywhere near where I'm trying to work, so that is fine. Let's build a platform now to test it. I don't know how far away this is going to be from being in the right spot. I'll just connect them directly for now. So we'll go, that's up, that's down. Okay, so save that. Go to add-on editor. Ooh, it's like slightly off, so I'll have to rotate it a bit. Anyway, I bring it across. Oh, I could maybe line this up. It has to be like in the build zone though, otherwise you won't be able to get to it exactly. So go static and is invulnerable. It's maybe a bit too high. The tracks are going to be really big for it then. Oh, what? Is that all it's got? No, it must be hitting something. Have I run into a problem already? That sucks. It should be able to come up way higher. So the track just can't lift it, I think. I thought it was all based off weight though. It might be that the like control platform needs to be a lot heavier, or I need more tracks. I don't know how many more tracks I want to add, but if I needed to, I could probably put some under the ground so you wouldn't see them. All right, we've got some barrels. Hopefully it'll come up. Damn. That means the track just isn't strong enough for this. So let's consider the options and what I want the outcome to be. Right, so when you go into this world view mode, you can't see the add-on anyway. So you're shooting blind as far as you know for like placement. Yeah. If I do it how it is now, I'm going to need a lot more tracks so that it's powerful enough to bring it all the way up. And then I can just use hardpoints to lock it in place. I'm still going to be mostly blind for where I'm placing things, and there's not much I can do about that because I can't place add-ons anywhere within the environment for you to see to line it up. You just have to know, which would make more sense than if the whole platform, the platform filled up the entire build zone. It's just a lot of blocks to be running as an add-on, right? Because just filling up this build zone with just a layer of blocks, the game already sort of starts to freak out. I think going for like full length, just full length platform is probably the best bet. Right, so I've got my big square. I think I'll bring down the walls somewhat. I don't know how deep these should go. I'll probably tilt it back in maybe. And then below this, probably like, let's say 8. I'll get 8 really big pillars. Because if I need a lot of these tracks, then it's better to just get a lot of tracks. And don't try and faff it too much. Just building it above and then I'll transfer it below. These ones won't go, they won't accidentally slide down though, so they're really good for holding their position. The other tracks, you need a PID to control its position, or a brake. Maybe I'll do that, that'll possibly be better. Alright, does that make sense? Does this make sense? 1, 2. I'm gonna sort of build like a portion of it and then copy paste it around. I think I can get away with some XML to cover in the very top section of where this wedge goes. But then otherwise I'm just using tracks. I'll try 15, so it's like 14 plus the one I've already got. And then we're using these tracks with a gripper to brake. That'll keep it in its position. And there will be probably another layer on top to kind of hide where it connects. Yes. I think that's all I need. This is out of hand. We're out of control. So if I press up, it goes up, and when I let go, it stops. It's probably not enough distance, to be honest. And maybe a bit too fast, but I think I can control the speed. You would want to control the speed with the actual slider, I think. Probably the gear ratio. Oh, wait, I should be changing the other way, right? I want to make it twice as slow, not twice as fast. If I go 1 to 8, then it should be slower. That's okay. That's an alright speed. So, is that going to be high enough? I don't think it will be. I could just double the height. To double the height, I think I just need to copy the bottom segment. Yep, and then make sure that I replace where these tracks are. Alrighty, twice as high. Now let's find a good spot for them. I'm thinking I'll just do like the 4 corners for now. So I'm like lining it up with the cut in the floor here. And then I've gone down a couple so that it's going to be in line with this. Is this even going to be usable? I'm going to finish it even if it's not usable, but it does seem a bit like it might be too much. Okay, so I've got my grid mostly configured, but it is backwards. So as per usual, copy paste, or new vehicle, paste old vehicle, grab the source block, paste what I want the main body to be to the new source block, from the old source block to the new. Ugh, I don't know what I'm talking about. And now I just have to connect all the logic. Okay. All the logic is connected. Can replace the vehicle, which is now rotated. Damn. I don't know how I'm going to get this lined up properly. And then where is it anyway? Where is the build zone? It's quite far out from the water, I think. This is going to be so many shenanigans. So I'll just bring it down really close to the ground. I think I'm going to have like a support structure below each piston, between blah, 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 below each leg because we're on a bit of a slope here. I don't want any of these to get stuck in the ground. There you go. This end. Obviously the controls will be up on the dock. This is as high as it goes. Oh no. Oh dear. I feel like this is not going to work because if I bring it up higher, because I will need to make the legs longer, or I'll need to make multi-stage legs, then the amount of space you have to like spawn a boat is significantly reduced. And that's the idea of it being able to go up and down, is so you can still spawn boats and then spawn helicopters if you need to. So I've just moved it up. It's static, so it doesn't matter if it's slightly higher. I want to know if these legs are even strong enough to support it. They are, okay. So that would be the idea. And then, I don't know, move it a bit closer or something. Make a bridge over to there. It just looks like a boat. Floating platform. Then you don't need to know where you are in the zone. You can just kind of make sure you're above the water, I guess. There you go. It does seem a bit crooked, you know? Like when you look at the horizon. I sort of noticed it before when I was going up through the water, it looked a bit crooked. It shouldn't be crooked. Maybe it's a perspective thing. And then you go back down. Wow. That's not very deep. What's the biggest boat I have? What? It's definitely sitting on it. Like on the front. The bow. Oh jeez. I think that boat should be floating a bit higher anyway. But still, that's not good. The amount of tracks I have on the system right now made it seem like they were very strong compared to that original linear track I used. So perhaps I can go back to my original idea, but use the smaller tracks because I can just use a lot more of them. So something like this, perhaps? It'd be nice to get some like diagonal bits in here though. I might have to just XML some of those in between. Let's say I've got a couple of these arms or something. I'll space them out evenly. So let's say, so if this were at the bottom, and then I can just put tracks all up the wall. It might be because it was hinging as well off one side that it didn't like it. Whereas when it had pillars, it was like evenly supported throughout the whole thing. Like it doesn't actually matter what the top part of the platform looks like as long as the tracks can function. Oh wow, that's so much smaller. This is a little, yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Right, because I can push this. I need to find out like how close can I get the tracks to the dock without clipping into any of the walls. Might have to go like that and then cover up some of these big tires or something. But that can start way down here. About there maybe? Or if I shuffle it out, because you're not going to... Yeah, this slope. That slope is all I've got to worry about. And then I can extend the dock. There's no problem extending the dock. It was way smaller, wasn't it? So I'm just going to go three times as tall. Chances are it's all got to be scaled up quite a lot anyway. Yeah. See, this is original. Now here is 3 times as tall. Still only just. But that's pretty good then. It's off the ground. So then when it comes up here, when the ground gets higher, it'll still be above there. I need to move the control unit up higher. Man, look. I'm building at a very large scale. So up. Is it coming up? Or is it going down? What? Is it just in the ground? Yeah, it's just in the ground. Okay. Up. It's going up. The scale, the ratio on these things, I think, it needs to change because it's 1:4 at the moment. I reckon if I added another set of tracks, that would stop it from trying to twist. But also, I think the grippers are probably helping it from twisting. So if I go down, then I'll try and spawn my boat in again, but I'll bring it really close. Okay. Yeah, I believe as I'm falling off. Okay, up. You can do it. There you go. That's what I want. So I would say that's pretty strong, right? If it can carry that whole boat. The brakes are definitely sliding. So I need more brakes. Is there a way to brake without more brakes? I just need more brakes. I need more brakes. Probably not more tracks though. Tracks aren't really going to help in this situation. And there you go. They can sink all the way down to the bottom. And they should be completely out of the build zone down there. So I will need to be careful about where that is actually placed. So if I bring this right across, it probably will. Yeah. So this is all got to come, probably if I say I aim for where this bit of land is moving, where it goes into the dark grey, come back to there. And then I can build the dock out, so I cover up all the tires. I'll be covering up the ladders as well, so I might actually want to build a ramp with a floating dock down for smaller boats and things. And because I'm covering up all these tires and stuff, I can space these out a lot more and make them a lot chunkier, and I'll make them a lot wider as well. Here's my square. I think I'll start with this one because that's like the right height. And then if I import my square, maybe I should turn it completely. It might be a bit easier to line up then. Yeah, best thing about making your build zone like max height is you can cut massive things and just shuffle them around real easily. So I need more brakes. More brakes. I might just bulk up these things quite a lot. We'll be adding 4 more grippers and brakes to each one of these track systems. Actually, I'll just build one and then I'll copy it. So I'm guessing I should just have a wall. This is massive. This is such a bad idea. Give myself a bit of space below. I think I could probably use some wedges to kind of try and send it off without being too obvious down into the dirt. I think having it really flat is going to look kind of dumb, but it'd stop you from dropping stuff. Yeah, I don't want to have any gaps, but I think I could probably I could get rid of one line here, then take the whole wall and move it in. Just thinking about what that wedge is going to do. The one that I'm thinking could be like concrete. So when this, and then I'll also need to do some XML stretching. I shouldn't be like focusing on making it so long though. Here's a problem. If I do a 2x2 inverse pyramid, yeah, I can mostly get around it. And I'm gonna get rid of all this. Dragging the blocks all the way around is not helpful right now. Slowing me down. All I need to know is roughly the sort of like shape. So if I have to start cutting stuff, I'll just start cutting stuff. There's a good chance that this bit will just be underground. You might not even see it, but it's got to get a lot longer and like wider and stuff. So I think I'll make, instead of it being like a 1 block gap, it'll be a 3 block gap. And then instead of being just a straight line of wedges, it'll have 1 brick, 1 block in behind it. I feel like I should turn them into like more circular shapes, or more like girder beams, like I-beams. An I-beam. What does it look like? So my reference for this is the helipad from Metal Gear Solid. That's what I'm looking at the moment anyway. So that's got pretty thick beams with like an inset smaller beam. I'm just going to build it out over here and then attach it. I don't think I can get away with using wedges. It gives it too much of a curved shape. Oh, this actually looks really good. So all I've done, I've just made the beams 2x2 and then put a thing in the middle. And I think I need to raise it all up another one or another 2. But then all these 45-degree angled wedges are offset into the back, so it gives you that extra depth. And we're starting in the corner, still only giving a 1 block space between them. But now, yeah, they're inside. I think that looks a lot better. I think I can just copy this a whole bunch. And how wide is that? That's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, and I'll just do the last one full width. How will I do the last one? Okay, so I'll grab all of that except that piece. Copy this, flip it. Paste it all up. And then, what am I going to do about beams going across? Maybe like that. Give them a little bit of a support thing and make them extra high. Is that last one a bit short? That's 6, and this is 7. I think I'd rather just chop it straight across the end. Yeah. Now I just need to copy this whole side and then flip it. And then paste that to there, cut off some of this piece. So that is like the wall, and the platform part. I hope it looks cool, how it's like coming in. There's little bits of going in. So we start very low down in the water below the build zone, and then it should be able to come right up out of the water. What's this? Landing pad V3. So at the top, I think it'll just become flat ground. I hope this doesn't have any issues. Oh, I didn't think about this, did I? I haven't thought this through at all. Is this going to have the same issues that I had at Tajin, where just running into the edge is like a no walking zone? Let's bring it all back, and I'll grab the controls, put the controls up on that platform because that will be the ground level. If I do bounce off the edge, I might have to do something different, or I might have to make it so that you can't really walk on it. Oh, yes. Very good. Alright. See you later. I might just place a new vehicle because then it will hopefully... Nope. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm basically at the kind of ground level I want. I'm pretty close to where I want the wall to sort of poke out to. Okay, is static, is invulnerable. Test. Never quite sure what this game is really up to, you know. Anyway, so can I walk onto this? Seems so. Maybe was it just around the ladders, or was it... This is suspicious, very suspicious. Anyway, go up. Very fast. See, I don't know if it should be slow so that you can't accidentally damage something, or if it's too slow, then you're going to be waiting forever. Right, it doesn't need to come up this high. Go down. Man, that is so deep. It's such a long way down. I see it working though. The fact that I can walk out onto it is a good sign. So I need to find out what color this is, this tar color. And then I need to find out, I guess I can use the same color as the wall. And I'll put new, what are these called? Starts with a B, I can't remember. Put new, whatever these are, further out, maybe with winches or something. Okay, now I need to know how long the dock is. So I'm just going to do a big line. There's no way it's this long. I'm pretty sure it won't be this long. Oh my god, it is that long. It's longer than that. That's terrifying. What to do then? Because that's like... That's very long. I guess I'll just make it max width as far as I can go. I don't know, it'll just be a funny thing where it doesn't quite meet up. How could I hide that? I could do... Oh, you know what? Where the ladders are actually. See, I should come back to here where this rail is. And I should put my own rails so that my rails go across. And then you still have access to the ladders on both ends. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I guess it maybe doesn't seem like I've done too much today. But getting this figured out is actually quite tricky. And I'm at the point now where I know it works. and all I've got to do is kind of build it out. So hopefully I can do all that tomorrow. Man, it doesn't even fit on the fully zoomed out camera. So we have 3 of these big things, 1, 2, 3, and then a big platform that goes basically the whole way across. And I'll put some nice lights on it and stuff and blend it all in with some nice colors. You'll never know it wasn't supposed to be there. And then I'll be able to spawn helicopters and anything else, maybe other land vehicles, because it does come right up to the edge. So any big land vehicles would be able to be spawned on that and then driven off and up the ramp. And yeah, I think that makes North Harbour way more viable as a base for everything, because you'd be able to spawn helicopters, tanks, land vehicles, trains, boats, all sorts of things. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.